In MCQ 8, we are cycling to the chapter of chemical energetics to state which of the equation here corresponds to the enthalpy change stated. Now this is a very important question here because you need to understand what does each of the definition actually stands for. For the case of A, we're investigating the standard enthalpy lattice energy of aluminium oxide. Now in this standard enthalpy, we're looking to form a total of 1 mole of crystalline solid. In this case here, the crystalline solid will actually be your aluminium oxide, and it has to be formed from its gaseous ions. So if the question has stated a 2 in front, that means we're trying to look for a total of 2 moles of crystalline aluminium oxide from its gaseous ions. I will say that A is considered to be wrong because you can see that the coefficient in front of aluminium oxide is 1 and it's not 2. Now for the next case here of B, we're looking for standard enthalpy of neutralization. In the case for standard enthalpy of neutralization, it's actually to find out what is the energy to form 1 mole of water from neutralization of a strong acid and alkali. So we do see sulfuric acid being a strong acid and sodium hydroxide being a strong alkali. However, this option B is wrong because the coefficient in front of water is actually 2 but not 1. Now take a look at part C here. We're looking for standard enthalpy solution of calcium chloride, and by definition this is where 1 mole of solid dissolves in large excess of solvent and if let's say you are dealing with an ionic compound, in this 1 mole of solid of that ionic compound in a large excess of solvent, it will actually become its respective ions in the aqueous state. So for this, I'm looking for calcium chloride. This is exactly 1 mole of it, and you can see that it has becomes its respective aqueous ions over here. So I'll say that C is considered to be the correct answer. But let's just take a look at D to see why this is incorrect. For the case of D, we're looking for standard enthalpy formation of sulfur dioxide gas. So this is where 1 mole of substance is formed from its respective elements. So for the case here, we do have acid, this is the respective elements, and we do have O2 as well. But if you take a look, for 1 mole, the coefficient that's found in front of SO2 was actually 8. So in order for D to have been a correct answer, it should have been the standard enthalpy formation of sulfur dioxide times 8. And then that would have been correct. So once again, the correct answer for this question here is C.